Are you familiar with the expression, the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, that kind of is how this situation with Kick feels. There's a lot of streamers all of a sudden who are jumping over to Kick. They're moving from Twitch. They're moving from YouTube. They're moving from wherever they've been because Kick is, the hot name on the market right now. They're the new platform. They're green, like the grass is always greener on the other side. Well, I'm not here to hate, but I am here to tell you that there's a lot of things that people aren't discussing about Kick, and there's things that we need to talk about. And before I get started, let me say, I'm not here to judge anybody who streams on Kick. I'm not here to judge anybody who chooses where to put their content, period. I am here to tell you we need to think a little more critically as streamers and think about what we're doing with our brand, what we're doing with our streams, and where we are placing our allegiance and our faith. Because it seems like there's an awful lot of people who are jumping into Kick without a second thought, and in some regards, that's great. There's some good things we're going to talk about in this video too, and there's some things to consider, and I'm going to explain how you can actually even use some critical thinking to evaluate whether you should be streaming on Kick or not, which is ultimately your choice, whether you should move your whole stream there or multi-stream. But there's also a lot of things that aren't being considered, and we're going to talk about them in this video. So, I am Mayor Reynolds. Here we go. But that's my first topic that I want to talk about, is why are people jumping over to Kick? What's the big appeal? Well, there's a bunch of things. The first one, the big one that gets talked about the most, is the sub split, which is extremely lucrative. It is 95 to 5 in the favor of the streamer, and that's a big deal, right? Yes and no. We're going to talk about that in a second. But on paper, by the numbers, a 95-5 sub split is pretty much the best you can do right now as a streamer. We all know that Twitch is 50-50. We have long criticized Twitch for only being 50-50. Facebook has given at times, although, hey, Facebook is in a really weird spot. There's rumors that they are taking Facebook gaming. They've removed their partner application right now. Meta just laid off over 20,000 people, guys. Things on Facebook are in a really weird position. We don't need to get into that now. But anyway, Kick has one of the most favorable sub splits, if not the most favorable, if we're discounting Facebook not taking revenue from their streamers altogether. And that's great, right? Well, yes and no, because here's the thing. A lot of us who stream on Twitch, we are given Twitch Prime subs, and for a lot of us, those Twitch Prime subs make up a majority of our subs, or at least a good chunk. So our viewers are using a Twitch Prime sub on our channel, and we are getting 50% of that, which is $250, right? So if you move to Kick, or any other platform for that matter, you are losing that revenue. So if you want to move to Kick and you're looking at the 95 to 5 sub split, it's important to take that number if you're streaming on Twitch. Look at what percentage of your streams, or not of your streams, look at what percentage of your subs are Prime subs, and then take those out, because you're not going to get that anymore. Now take what remaining subs you have, however that may be, and then figure out, okay, if I get, 20 subs, cash, credit, however you want to look at it, that I can, if I can move them over to Kick, like let's assume you can, that you've done the work to build a following of people who are loyal to you, who have Kick accounts, who are gonna set up their credit cards over there, or whatever. And let's say I can migrate all of my community over there to sub to me. Subtract that Twitch Prime revenue, because you're not gonna get it anymore. But if you can successfully move those 20 subs over there, you're gonna get a better cut. That could be advantageous to you, but keep the Twitch Prime thing in mind. Okay, other things that Kick has going for it, their support team is very responsive. If you email Kick support, you get responses very quickly. I have tested this myself. I'm not gonna lie, they email you back very quick. They seem to take you're talking to a real person, and that's nice. That's worth something. They're on top of it. They're supporting the streamers that they have and answering the questions that they have. That is great. I will say that if their growth becomes exponential, they're either going to have to staff up and spend more money to keep that up, or they won't be able to keep up that pace if the platform grows like crazy and they have as many streamers as Twitch has, right? Like Twitch has something like 1 million active channels a month or something like that. Kick doesn't have that right now, so they can support more streamers with a smaller staff. But right now, that is great. They're doing very, very well. Okay, the other thing, Kick does have money, and this is a double-edged sword. Kick is basically run by a company called Stake. They are a gambling company. I'm not gonna get too into depth on this one. This one's been beaten to death. If you didn't know, that's who's running Kick, as a company called Stake. They're a gambling company, and the reality is they're in a large part using Kick to promote gambling, and we're going to get into that later. They're gambling, their other business, their primary business. But the good side of that is this is a company with money. This is not a startup. This is not, 5 people in a room who decided they're going to try to build the next big streaming platform, which is a complete long shot and most likely never going to happen. This is a big company with a lot of money, and with that should come some security, right? Like, this is a company with money that could have staying power if they decide to make this thing part of their future. That's potentially good. Okay, Stake and Kick are also obviously then very good at reaching people. They're very good at marketing. They're very good at messaging, as we have seen already. Look at how many streamers are absolutely jumping on the Kick train. Look at it's a big deal, right? They're successful in their messaging. They have experience doing this, building a business, finding out how to reach customers. This is good. This is good. We've seen so many streaming platforms. They get there, they're hyped, they launch, and then nothing. No marketing, no advertising, and it just goes out with a whimper and not a bang. Glamesh, one of them. But that's probably not going to be the case with Kick, right? We're seeing it actively. It's still very early, but they are pushing this platform. They are marketing, they're messaging, they're all over socials. They've got experience doing this, drawing people in. That's what casinos and gambling companies do. They find people that with their messaging, their marketing, their advertising, and they bring people in. Kick as a company, as a business, is going to be very good at that. Okay, and the last potentially really good thing about Kick, competition in the streaming market is good. Twitch, we all know, has been basically sitting on their hands for a long time. The platform has not advanced in any significant way in years, right? YouTube Gaming, even though they've signed big creators over the past few years and made splashes, they are not really advancing the live streaming side of things. And from what we've heard, they're not really putting a huge focus on it internally in their business model. As I already mentioned, Facebook Gaming, Facebook is a mess of a company. They're laying people off. The chances of them further investing in Facebook Gaming are slim. Trovo, I don't know what's going on with Trovo. The list of these platforms goes on and on and on. Justin's son bought DLive. Does anybody remember that? But a new player in the streaming business, the streaming world, could be good for everybody, because it could light a fire under Twitch, under YouTube Gaming, and so on. Because if Kick does continue to find success, if they grow, if they do new things that people like, then that means hopefully Twitch and YouTube and the competition reacts, and the whole space can advance. That's what, disruption is, if you're familiar with that concept in the business world. So Kick could be a very good catalyst for that. But now I want to talk to you about a lot of the things that they're not telling you about Kick. So every time I go on Twitter, streamer Twitter, right, all I see is Kick, 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 Kick. 95.5, I'm going live on Kick. I'm moving to Kick. And for some of these reasons that I've mentioned below, that's probably, motivating a lot of these streamers to do so. But there's a lot of things that people aren't thinking through, in my opinion, and I really wish people would slow down. Because how many times are we going to ride this merry-go-round where a new platform comes out and everybody jumps on board and it's the next big thing and it's huge and it's the future and everybody jumps on, yeah, we get excited. That's natural, right? And there's some fear of missing out. Well, everybody's going to Kick. Everybody's going to Kick. Everybody's going to YouTube Gaming. Yeah, we've been through this before. Yeah, Harris Heller is like the biggest live streaming advice person on YouTube. And he's been giving advice about Twitch for God knows how many years. And he moved over to YouTube, after for his live streams. After, all these other streamers moved over. Tim the Tatman and Dr. Lupo. Dr. Disrespect situation is a little different. All those guys. And he was like, I'm moving over to YouTube, and this is the future. I believe in it, and I'm putting all my stuff in one place. Fast forward a year, and guess what? He's like, I kind of regret that decision, and I think I'm going to do some streams on Twitch. Go look it up. The guy actually said this. How many times, guys? And this is just me in a rant in the beginning of this. It's the same viewers on Kick that are on Twitch. You're not going to move to Kick and all of a sudden have a whole new audience, right? Kick is not bringing in new viewers to the live streaming space. They're not. What is Kick doing to bring in a new demographic? It's the same people who watch streams on Twitch. It's the same people who watch videos on YouTube, platforms that you're probably already on. All they're doing is they're trying to take viewers from Twitch. And I would argue that there's absolutely nothing wrong with watching streams on a viewer experience on Twitch and Kick. I mean, look at Kick. It's a copy and paste of Twitch, but turned green. Like, literally, there's no difference from the viewer perspective. It's not like they're tapping into areas that Twitch is missing out on or that YouTube is missing out on. They're literally just trying to steal viewers from Twitch. And that's what they should do as a business. I mean, they want viewers no matter how they can get them. But what I'm saying is, if you're streaming on a platform right now, like Twitch, if just moving to Kick is not necessarily going to bring in you new viewers. You could make the argument that it's less saturated over there, but I'm going to point out in a second that the viewers might not necessarily be where you think they are. All right, so here's the top categories on Kick as of right now, April 5th, but this is consistent across the board, guys. Slots Casino has 13,000 viewers. Just Chatting has 15,000, which is, Just Chatting's always huge, always. Fortnite has 5,000, Call of Duty Warzone has 4,000, GTA 5 has 4,000, Apex almost 3, Valorant little less than 2. So, what is the biggest category or categories on Kick? It's Just Chatting, which is normal for any streaming platform, and then Slots and Casino, which is, ironically, Kick and the ownership of Kick, stake. It is their business. What they are hoping for here, and it's clearly working, is to bring Twitch viewers or viewers from other platforms who watch games, who watch streams on Twitch or wherever. They get them over here, and then, oh my gosh, the biggest streamer on the platform, the biggest streamers on the platform, oh man, there's 3,000 people watching this guy, and he's playing slots. I think I'll click this. Oh, there's 18,000 people, or 1,800 people watching this guy, and he's playing slots. That's more than people are even watching Valorant. Why don't I check this out? And that's how they hope to get you to see it, enjoy the content, and then go start gambling yourself, right? Like, this is, Kick is 100%. It is a supplementary business to their primary business, which is casinos and gambling. This is not, and look, this could change 6 months from now. It is not primarily a gaming website. The objective of this website is it's a marketing tool to get gamers to play a different kind of game, gambling and casinos. And you may think that's fine, and you may be able to harness Kick in a way that helps your community or improves your brand because you can move your subs over there, and that's fine. If you do it, I'm not going to criticize you. I am not telling you what to do with your content, but I'm pointing things out here because people need to think, and there's so much more to go over here. So just give me a second. So think of it this way: Kick, stake. I hate to say it, and this is gonna hurt some people. They're using us. They're using streamers. They're using gamers to promote gambling, to promote their casinos. And again, you may be fine with that. You may love casinos. You might want to stream casino stuff. You may want to stream slots, and you can. I'm not telling you not to. But I am pointing out what is important to stake, what is important to Kick as a company and as a business. A, making money above all else. And we know the way for them to make money is through slots and casino because that is their primary business. Everybody knows you cannot, right now, nobody has figured it out yet at least, how to make a profit on a live streaming website, on a live streaming platform. It has been well documented. Twitch is not making a profit. YouTube Gaming is not making a profit. Mixer, we know what happened with Mixer. They went out of business. Facebook Gaming, Facebook is losing so much money. Meta is losing so much money across the board, and definitely on the gaming front too. Nobody has figured out how to run a successful live streaming platform. So what is Kick? What is Stake doing? Why are they getting into the live streaming? Because Kick is a glorified commercial for their primary business, which is smart marketing on their part, okay? I'm not criticizing them and saying like, They shouldn't do this. This is an ad campaign for their other business, which is why we need to think critically here and think about what we're doing, where we are placing our brand, where we are building our content. And am I important as a streamer or as a gamer to this company? You are important as a potential customer to them, right? That is what we all are in any business. But what your potential business, what they're interested in, is not really you watching a Fortnite stream. They're interested in getting you onto Kick, so then you see these slots and casino streams. See what I'm saying? So a company who's never run a streaming website before, never run a live streaming platform, probably doesn't know a whole lot about the gaming industry, comes in, they start a streaming platform, and all of a sudden we think they're just going to know how to run one better than everybody else. No, it's because they don't need to run a really robust business from the live streaming platform. All they need to do is advertise their primary business, and they win and they make money. It's like when you run a commercial, you don't make money on the commercial, you lose money on the commercial. You spend $500,000, but you hope that the business that you generate from that commercial is more than $500,000. That's what Kick is, right? And I'm not saying that they can't innovate. Like, it's possible. Like, we've heard people like Trainwrecks talk about various things they want to do, and it sounds good. Like, they say they want to implement basically like a TikTok-like clip service for streamers on Kick. So, like, it'll just come up with a feed of clips and help you get discovered. That'd be great. I'd love to see it. Try it out. Again, that's one of those things that might light a fire under Twitch and YouTube to do the same thing. I would love it. Can they do it? I don't know. They're saying it. It sounds good. I'm all for it. But can they do it? Maybe. Maybe not. I'm not convinced. I'll let them try. We've heard a lot about this. You know, what is the Kick community? We've heard a lot of people say, I moved over to Kick and it was so great and it feels so good and the Kick community was awesome. And what is it? Again, I already said it's basically the same community as Twitch. It's not like Kick is bringing in new viewers to the live streaming space. It's not like all of a sudden, because Kick got established, all these new people who've never watched a stream of Fortnite or Call of Duty are suddenly coming to Kick to watch a Fortnite stream for the first time. What we are getting at Kick is an online army of people who are basically angry at Twitch, who just have that's your shared value, okay? That's the basis for Kick. They don't like that the gambling streams have been scrutinized. They don't like that the bans have been, you know, blah blah blah. They don't like the ads. And these are all valid critiques. I'm not defending Twitch, but what I'm saying is your potential community is people who are angry. It's like, is that what you want? Like, is that your, yeah, man, we're all here and we're all pissed off and we're all just gonna rag and chat all day? Is that the shared value that you want? And unfortunately, we've seen an army of people who are on Kick, again, who are the same people who were on Twitch, usually from Aiden Ross's community, which is almost like a subset of the Andrew Tate community, who are just, they're spamming. They love the freedom of speech. They love the fact that the platform is unmoderated. And it's like, okay, that's great. You're free to spam racism in chat. I'm free to be real. And yeah, you're free to be a deplorable human being over here. Like, that's not the way I imagine most of you want to run your stream and run your brand and run your content. And I'm not saying that because you're on Kick, that's what you want. Nor what I'm saying, that is your community. You can moderate your community, and I understand that. But it's concerning to me that this online army, this hive mind, that is just mindlessly drumming Kick, 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 Kick. That's what it is. It's people who are angry and they're looking to enlarge, say these things that I personally, I wouldn't want that in my Discord server. I don't want that stuff in my Twitch chat. That's not stuff that I stand for. And that is a problem to me. And that's unfortunately where I am with Kick. I think a lot of the people who are standing and shilling Kick are the same people who build these houses of cards that are always based in fallacy, but it just becomes this, like, this absolute hive mind of people who don't think, they don't have a leg to stand on, but because they have numbers and because they can scream a lot and shout a lot and tweet a lot and post TikToks, like the Andrew Tate thing, like all these kids who think that Yeet is the best rapper ever. They just yell and they yell and they yell and they just kick, 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 kick. I'm getting a kick tattoo and I'm doing this and I'm getting that. And everybody sees it and they're like, wow, this must be something really special. What is this all about? And then you look into it and you're not even sure what's really there or what's special about it. And you just keep hearing it and hearing it and hearing it. And well, there must be something to it. And then, oh wait, I mean, think about it. From a viewer's perspective, from a viewer perspective, what is great about Kick? Look at this. Look at this site. I mean, it's literally the same thing that we're used to, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Pretty much.
It's a functional streaming website. But what is better about this viewing experience? What is Kick doing right now that makes me as a viewer interact with the stream any differently than I interact on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or Trovo or DLive or Theta.tv or Glamesh or Mixer? At least Mixer had the Hype Zone. Hype Zone was potentially the coolest discoverability tool that I've seen a streaming platform implement. And let's not to mention TikTok streams, which everybody was, if you're not streaming on TikTok, if you're not streaming on TikTok, you're ruining your brand. I haven't heard that in months now. Everybody's forgotten about it already. So if I sound a little mad, guys, or a little sarcastic, a little passionate, it's because I am. I've been creating content and live streaming in this space for almost 5 years now. I've worked extremely hard on my content, and I know a lot of you guys have too. And I want you to succeed, and I want you to do whatever feels best to you, whatever is going to make you the most successful. I want you guys to do it. I want you to be happy. I want you to be fulfilled. And if you want to stream on Kick, go for it. I am not judging you for being on Kick. Like, literally, I multi-streamed to Kick last night. I don't have an issue with it. What I have an issue with is the people who are kind of just like, they have this fear of missing out, or it just feels like this big buzzworthy moment where everybody is jumping on Kick and they're not giving it any thoughts. They're going all in. This is the future. This is everything. And there's a lot of valid questions to ask here and a lot of reasons to kind of at least think critically and do the math whether this could be good for you or not, because it is a big ask to ask your entire community to jump over to another platform, sign up for an account, and so on and so forth. That's a lot harder to do than I think a lot of people think. I mean, if you're XQC, right? If you're somebody who's already got a brand that big, Dr. Disrespect or Ninja or Shroud, of course you could move over there and be successful, you know, and you may be able to too. I don't know. If you're somebody who's just starting out streaming, maybe you want to start on Kick. You're starting fresh anyway. You're not trying to even move anybody anywhere. You're starting new. That could work. You want to multi-stream to Kick. See what happens. Go for it. I'm not telling you not to stream on Kick. Try it. Look, I'm not Nostradamus. I don't know what the future holds. But there are a lot of serious questions here. And I just wish, this feels like we keep riding the same merry-go-round, this same cycle. Every time a new platform comes out, we all pile on it, and it's the next big thing. And it's because we want something to be the next big thing. But it never turns out that way, does it? Instead of focusing on a platform, instead of focusing on putting your allegiance behind one company or another, Twitch is run by Amazon, one of the biggest companies in the friggin' world, in the history of humankind. I'm not saying trust Twitch. I'm not saying trust Amazon. And I'm also saying don't trust Stake. Don't trust Kick. Don't put everything behind your belief in this company. No matter what company, no matter what platform it is, use smart decision making and focus on your brand. Focus on your content, improving your content. I know we've all heard that a million times and none of us want to hear it. But I know that since I've been focusing on Dead Drop and I started a new YouTube channel, by the way, youtube.com/midnightmare, where I focus on Dead Drop and Midnight Society exclusively. And I truly believe we are the best Dead Drop YouTube channel out there, period. Go subscribe. My content has improved, and that has been the most fulfilling thing to me. It's not moving to another platform that's made me feel better. I'm getting more viewers on Twitch and on YouTube and people following me on Twitter because I'm offering more value to people than I ever have before. I'm getting new people in my community because I'm doing something new and I'm offering them a look at something and a different angle at something and new entertainment that other people aren't doing. That's what you should be doing. Jumping to a new platform is probably not going to help you. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But please just put the focus on what you're doing, not your allegiance to a platform. You know, get rid of the pie in the sky idea that Kick is, you know, heaven for streamers. It's really not anything new. As we've talked about here, there's some good things, there's some potential trade-offs. Consider these things. Make your decision about where you're gonna stream. You know when people get out of a relationship or they jump right from one relationship to another, and it's because they think, oh, my relationship was so bad, and then they find out, oh, this one's just the same as the last one, and then they do it again, and oh, this one's just the same as the last one, or it's worse. The grass really isn't always greener on the other side, guys. So if you're jumping over to Kick and you're thinking you're just gonna get all these new viewers and all these new subs and you're gonna make so much money, just remember, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Okay? If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, leave a comment. Come join me on stream to talk about it. Come join my Discord and talk about it. I love this. You can tell I'm passionate about it, as I know many of you are. And I truly wish you all success, no matter where you're streaming, no matter where you're creating content. Just let's keep our expectations in check when it comes to Kick or any streaming platform, okay? At the end of the day, they're all businesses, and any one of them could close at any given time. And then we're all going to be left figuring out what's next for us. So make sure you're taking care of you at the end of the day, okay? Mayor Reynolds out. What's up, everybody? Mayor Reynolds here. I want to take a moment to invite you all to my brand new YouTube channel, Midnight Mayor, where we're focusing exclusively on Dead Drop in Midnight Society, the brand new extraction shooter that's setting the world on fire. I'm making a ton of content for it, and I want to invite you all over there to my new channel that's dedicated solely to Dead Drop in Midnight Society. Come join me on this journey that is Dead Drop. It's taking my content to a new level. Bear in mind, I will still be producing new videos here on this YouTube channel, but just come join me over there to see more of my content focused on Dead Drop. Love to have you. See you there.